Krishna. This video is presented as a part of CA2 for the subject CSE 378, that is Web Services and API Automation Testing. My topic for the project is File Management System using Postman. In this project, I implemented and tested a mock REST API for a file management system using different HTTP methods like get, post, put, and delete in Postman. The API performs file management operations such as retrieving file details, creating new file records, updating existing records, and deleting records. And after performing all these HTTP methods, I have also implemented validations to make sure that the results are also correct. So now I am showing my JSON file which I have created for creating a mock API. This is my JSON file and it has various attributes like file ID, file name, file type, size, upload status, and ID. So here we are deploying this JSON file to create the mock API, and for command for that is JSON-server file management system.json, that is mainly JSON-server file name.json. And when we click enter, the JSON file will get deployed and we will get an endpoint, that is https localhost 3000/files. This is the mock API which we have created. And by using this mock API, we will implement various HTTP methods like get, post, put, patch, delete in Postman by this endpoint. So now we are going to implement various HTTP methods in Postman. So first HTTP method I am going to implement is get. Get is used to retrieve or fetch the data from the JSON file to the Postman. So this is the endpoint which we have get, and I am by clicking send we will get the data from the JSON file. So this is the data which we have fetched from the JSON file, and the get request is success. That's why we get the HTTP code as 200, that is okay. Next, I am going to implement post method. Post method is used to create a new record in the existing JSON file. And here I have created various attributes and with a new ID 6, and we will create the JSON file record. So now I am clicking send to create the new data in the JSON file. So it is new data is created. That's why the HTTP code it is 201 created. Now we are going to implement the put method. Put method is used to update two or more attributes in a record. And patch method is also used to update, but the difference between put and patch is that by using put we can we can update various attributes in a single record, while in patch we can only update single attribute of a record. So now I am implementing put method, and here it's a file ID for one I am going to update. I'm going to update size as from 5 to 6 MB and from doc to PDF. And I am clicking send. So it is being updated. That's why it gives the response code 200. Okay. Next, I am going to implement the patch request, and in patch we are only updating single attribute of a record. So I am updating the size of the file ID one. I am changing it to 7, and I am clicking it send. So it's been updated, and that's why it gives the response as 200. Okay. Next, I am going to implement delete request. Delete request is used to delete a record from the JSON file. So whichever record we need to delete, for that just copy the endpoint which we have get from deploying in the Node.js server, and after that a slash and which ID we need to delete. Now I need to delete third ID. So if I click send, it will get deleted. it get deleted. That's why it is showing us 200. Okay. Now I am going to validate all these responses by applying test scripts. So one by one, we will apply test scripts and we will check whether the results we have obtained is actually correct or not. First, I'm going to validate all the HTTP methods I have implemented, and it is validated using the status code. So, so in this, first I am validating the get, that is pm.test status code is 200. That is used for validating the get method. Similarly, for post, status code 201 is validated. For put, patch, and delete, also for all these three, status code 200 is being validated. So if we click send, then we can see that test results is passed and status code is 200. That means we have validated status code validation as well as the HTTP method validation. In post, when we click send, it is giving passed status code is 201. Similarly, for put, patch, and delete also, we will get the same result. Status code is 200. Next is response time validation. In response time validation, we validate that whether the response, the time taken for JSON server to respond is less than a particular time period. So here I am checking that whether it is less than 500 milliseconds or not, and it is already been passed. We can see that here it's passed. Next is content type validation, that is header validation. It checks that whether the response we are getting is is in JSON format or not, and this is a script for that, and this is the result of that script. That is content type is JSON. Then next these three, that is pm.test response body is not empty, response is an array, and file name is string. These three are response body validations. That is, we are checking that the response we are getting is in a particular format. Like in first one is response body is not empty, that we are getting some response or no. Then we are checking that response body which we get is an array or not. That is the second response body validation. And in last, we are checking whether the file name is string or not. Like in the response body, for the attribute file name, it is having the data type string or not. That is the third response body validation. And these are three other scripts for response body validations. And these three are passed only. Response body is not empty, response is an array, file name is a string. So these are all about the validations I have performed in this project. So in this project, we have created a mock API in VS Code with and deploying it in Node.js server. Then we have implemented various HTTP methods, that is get, post, put, patch, and delete. And finally, we have all validated that HTTP methods. This project helped me understand the REST API testing and automation concepts using Postman. And this is all about the project. Thank you.